Everybody Hates Black Men. I'm your host, Edward Anderson. I'm kind of under the weather a little bit, so I'm about to run my mouth while I kind of get my shit back together. So we're gonna talk for a little bit. It's been a day or two. I actually got a couple of videos I wanted to push up, but I need to edit them. Whew. I need to edit them. So get y'all in here. First, while y'all come in here, I want to shout out to the replay gang up front. I wanted to comment on this. As you all can see, the title's got a couple of things that we're going to talk about. We're going to have some fun talking about this. The first thing I want to get out of the way is the least important, which is, you know, shout out to the people that's commenting, that's engaging, including the people that's saying dumb shit that, you know, have nothing to do with the topic, but because you all want to twerk for other people. And I'm telling you right now, if somebody makes a video about me, please don't be this. Please don't be one of these people. If you're gonna comment on my behalf, actually dismantle, take the argument somebody is making and tell them why that's not correct. Please don't be like most high school black males and sit here and just say the dumbest shit. I appreciate all engagement, but one of the goofiest things that a man can do is leave comments in somebody's comment section to kind of let future commenters know, future people know to not watch the video. It is some sassy ass shit, and I hate using that term, but that is some real female passive aggressive shit. If you disagree with what I'm saying, any part of my video, obviously it's not required to watch the whole video, then say what you actually disagree with. But the problem is, I'm getting a lot of people that they don't, some of the comments are better than others, but for the most part, people aren't really saying what they disagree. They're just saying a video is trash. So you got somebody saying a video is low effort. Yeah. YouTube is not my fucking job. And I'm sorry, I'm not about to go, I mean, I do edits here or there, but I'm not about to fucking create some immaculate cinema for you motherfuckers. YouTube is free. That's the first thing. The second thing is, even like Anton basically for a lot of his career did a live stream and cut that shit up. All he did was a 7-8 hour live stream, him and Lapeef, cut that shit up, put the best part of the video in the first part of the video as like a 15-second stinger to what the video is about, and then just cut the string and just put the situation that led up to that part, which is usually 8 minutes, and did the same damn thumbnail, swap out the shit. That's low effort too. And I'm just saying, it's not low effort, it's called efficiency. That was actually a great thing he did. I actually thought that was really smart. It's called efficiency. That's what it's called. And yeah, some shit could be better, but if motherfuckers aren't creating content, and look, I actually have I have no problem with my stuff being critiqued. And there are something like when people talk about the air noise in the background, absolutely. And shout out to the brother that talked about getting a parrot. I'm not gonna buy one today because I'm actually I want to do some research because there's a lot of those out there, and I really don't want my voice to be robotic because some of them will make it robotic in order to completely cut out the noise cancellation. And I think I don't really need the noise cancellation at 96%. I need it more 50% because I want how I sound still come across. But shout out to you that gave that suggestion, because that's like $130 between like 70 and 130. So I'm looking at different ones. I'm definitely going to do that because I have other use cases for that. So shout out to you. And as far as people talk about the air noise, that I understand. I understand that, and I don't really trip about that. But like when somebody, oh man, it's trash, you know, it's low effort like when you're saying this as a way of trying to tell future people, it's funny to me because it's like you do realize I can just remove that fucking comment. You do realize that it doesn't take a lot of time to scan it. I didn't, and I don't. I typically don't, and I didn't because I like goofy people to be seen because it's actually kind of funny to me. You know, as long as you're not getting personal. But it's amazing to me. It really is because I was listening to Glendon Cameron his stuff, and Glendon was really like going in on Anton and a couple other people. I mean, these are public videos, and I was like, I thought he was kind of going too hard. Now I've realized some of the stuff as to why he was doing that, but still, I'm like, you come back and you're doing all of that. That's crazy. But he has his reasons, I guess, and I understood a little bit more why he was doing that. But he was really going in on Anton's audience, and a lot of this shit is low key proving him right. You know, and look, I ain't got no problem. Obviously, Anton got a big audience, so I'm not. But a lot of y'all are doing like fresh and fit shit. Like, it's like you all are a defense force. Anton will be all right. People went at Anton a lot harder earlier on than what people typically go at him now. So he really doesn't need a defense force. Like, you all are not getting paid to do that. And it's really kind of funny, especially when Anton most of what Anton talks about in this space, he literally got from the manosphere. Outside of the tradcon shit and the you need to be one with Christ and he'll solve all your problems, as if the audience he's talking about is really gonna be on that shit, men or women. Other than that, most of the red pill shit he got from the manosphere, particularly Kevin. But Kevin got a lot of the stuff he says, including things like sign language. I think he added the I, but sign language he got from BGS. So, and he got a lot of his stuff from Kevin, and a lot of stuff he got from Kevin came from other sources in the space. So a lot of y'all, you can kind of tell the new motherfuckers, the motherfuckers that came like even post Kevin Samuels, and this is why Fresh and Fit and that shit works. That basic ass shit works because you all are fucking dumb and y'all don't know shit. So it's very so in the simplistic like statements y'all say. I mean, people forget YouTube's a fucking social media company. It was that first. And so everybody doesn't make videos to make cinema. Some people make videos just to communicate because that's what the platform is about. And I know a lot of you all forget that because a lot of you all, I don't want to say are young, but a lot of y'all didn't come to YouTube like that. But I remember where there was such a thing as a reply video where you act just like how TikTok has it. And TikTok is damn sure low effort content. So for somebody to say the content is low effort, what I prioritize in my content is the thought process of it. And that's not to say that there's no criticism there, because sometimes I can be long-winded. But the reality is, I mean, shout out to SWP. SWP just does the audio recording with a symbol, and that's efficient. But y'all motherfuckers kill me. Y'all, if you're in this space and you're in the space that Anton operates in, and y'all look at, I mean, y'all could go to the bitches for elaborate edits and shit. You know, shout out to Impressive. You know, she does elaborate edits. You know, y'all go there for that. Y'all are honestly, motherfucker, this is not TV. Stop that shit. Y'all sound goofy as hell. But the shit is funny to me because most of the naysayers, they're not even commenting on anything that has to do with what's being said in the video. But that video is actually doing pretty well, so I appreciate that. And you know, I'm looking for different verticals as the way to, you know, put my stuff in through. So I may go back to Anton stuff. I may have to do that because clearly y'all get triggered. Let me see. The thing, yeah, I need to do it once in a while. I should do it at least once a week. I should get to doing it at least once a week or at least once every 10 days. I do have the StreamYard plan, so I will get back on that. Especially give it, you know, because there is a place for that. So shout out to Will. That'll probably be a next year thing. Shout out to B Rain. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Passport Bros catch a lot of heat because of Austin. Shout out to yeah, so I just want to comment on that. And I appreciate y'all letting people rock and y'all not like beating them up. Don't beat up people in the comments unless they say just goofy ass shit. Because people are gonna have their emotional reactions. You know, they're gonna do that. So it is what it is. Personally, I like the engagement, so I'm not even mad. Cause that lets me know the video is getting clicked on and I'm on the right track. But everybody doesn't do this shit just to build a channel, build a YouTube channel, because there's other niches to get on that. But a lot of y'all need to chill out with the little defense force shit. Anton doesn't need your fucking help. He really doesn't. Niggas be on here, yeah, man, this video trash. And like, I will never forget, like a dude in the comments said, Anton, you don't need to watch this. It's not good. I mean, like, some of y'all, like, for real. That's some funny shit. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on that. The next thing we're gonna talk about is the passport bro situation. As far as this Floyd situation, I want to give my 2 cents on it. You know, I did the video on it. Shout out to you all for checking that video out. I mean, I personally don't have an issue with Anton from a political standpoint. I think what he said, a lot of what he does has to do with him trying to grow a channel. And a channel as a business vertical versus actually, Anton's not an activist. So, and there are some things he does that's actually useful if you know how to direct it a certain way. And that's what that video was about. But a lot of people didn't get to that part, which could be my fault because that's like 13 minutes into the video. But as far as the passport birth situation, first of all, so I did listen to like 2 out of 3 of BMT's videos. I listened to 2 and a half of those videos. The third video I listened to like maybe a third of it, to be honest. And so I got a good gist of what this shit is with Floyd. Okay, first of all, and I'm just gonna say this. I mean, I don't have an issue with Austin. I want to see Austin win, but Austin is not new in this space anymore. And so this kind of thing about, well, we're just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Fuck that shit. That was time to really say what's on the real. You know, shout out to BMT. I remember I was on BMT stuff years ago, and I actually told BMT about this very type of stuff, about there will come a situation where somebody's gonna do something stupid, and we really you gotta be on top of these people, and people gotta be careful. And BMT, all of them kind of got mad at me because they just thought I was coming at Password Bros, and they got mad because they do that. When you even if it's on some, we got to do better for this, that, and the third, we got to be ready, because whenever black men do something, it's always going to be a problem. It seems like he's heard that, and you know, as he's obviously in the game and traveling and all of that, and that's good for him, good for him being on top of it, and shout out to him. And then Austin came in one of the comment sections, talk about keep your name out of your mouth, keep his name out of keep Austin's name out of his mouth. This is what Austin said to BMT. At least he repeated that. And here's the thing. I don't have an issue with Austin. I want to see Austin win. But like I said, the reality is, Austin, this is not about blaming somebody for what that animal did. And people want to talk about guilty to proven innocent. Fuck that shit. Nah, I'm not playing innocent till proven guilty on this bullshit. The reality is, this motherfucker knew what he was doing. This motherfucker knew the game he was playing overseas. I personally don't give a fuck about what circumstances that had led to that. The fact that you're even in the proximity of some shit like that is wild. And the other thing I'm going to say too, is even on some sex tourism shit, the fact that you're even within some proximity to that type of shit is wild. And I don't give a fuck if he's retarded. I don't care. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to tell you my personal opinion. There is a responsibility to being free. There is a responsibility to being free. I say this as somebody that helped take care of my aunt when my mom had her guardianship. And my aunt is in an assisted living facility because unfortunately, because of her schizophrenia, she She can't be counted on to not burn the house down. So she has to be under supervision. And I can pull her out, from time. I can pull her out pretty much at will, but it has to be there. It's an unfortunate situation. It is. So I'm not just saying this just somebody talking shit. I understand what I'm saying when I say that. But there is a responsibility that comes with freedom. And if you have the freedom to move, I don't give a fuck what your IQ is. I don't give a fuck what your mental condition is. I do not care. And I've actually dealt with this type of shit for 10 years as far as having to deal with my aunt. And me knowing, and my aunt was not always like that. So I do not care. The reality is, when you get in certain proximities of certain things, I don't want to hear nothing about, well, he didn't know, or maybe he was slow. Fuck that. The other thing too that I'm gonna say is, if you see somebody is off, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't. If people say slick shit, I clock it. If they try to say stuff under like as if they didn't say it when it comes to coming to approximate this type of stuff, I clock that shit and I move accordingly. I keep 1 degree of separation. And when I say 1 degree of separation, I mean I don't fuck with people that fuck with certain people. That's what I mean when I say that. And you can't catch everything, and I understand that, but you can catch some things. And the reality is, when it comes to Austin, I'm not like it's horrible that somebody's gonna try to. Austin obviously did not have any idea this is what Floyd was on. I understand that, and anybody that tries to insinuate that Austin, knew, or he's a part of some network, you could go fuck yourself and die. And I'm talking particularly the Brazilians. If you got these Brazilian feminists and shit like that would try to do that. Because let's be very fucking clear here. And I don't have a fucking channel that I'm scared to lose. So I can say this shit. You motherfuckers know that them white boys are fucking children and you all won't do shit about it. So you can kiss my motherfucking ass. And you all got Brazilians in your own country that a lot of y'all won't do shit about. This is not to justify anything. But what's not going to happen is y'all use sexual assault to try to weaponize that shit against black men as a group. As if black men are trafficking motherfuckers as a group in other countries. I'm not standing for that. And unlike other people, I'm not fucking scared. I'm not scared because I don't have this. I make sure that I don't have stuff that's easy to be taken away from me. I'm not doing that. And at the end of the day, on the sex tourism part, and I got respect for Brazilians. I don't have it's 200 million people. It is what it is. But don't act like women ain't selling pussy, and don't act like if black men ain't there, women wouldn't be selling pussy, and don't act like if other countries, because it's mainly Europeans that be buying pussy from y'all, and y'all don't be really up in there trying to deal with that. Well, let's be real about what the Brazil economy is, what it could be versus what it is. Let's be real about the fact that y'all motherfuckers are out here working 7 days a week. Do not fucking act like that it's just, we're not going to play this game that people like to play where, shit just descends upon black men because you all are too fucking scared or cowardly to deal with white people. It is way more white people. I'm talking about Europeans, and I ain't even gonna put that on American white men. It's made way more Europeans over there buying pussy from y'all, and y'all ain't dealing with that shit. So y'all really don't give a fuck about it. What y'all don't want is y'all don't want the shit to be put on Front Street. But a lot of these countries, whether they're Latin, Asia, a lot of these countries, even African, they cater to white men. Now sometimes they bitch about it if white men gets very crazy about different shit, and I'm talking about sex tourism in particular. I'm not talking about what fucking Floyd did. Floyd deserves anything he's getting for playing that game. But the thing is, I'm not going to allow people to use what one person did, and in which, by the way, it is very possible that the quote unquote network Do you think it's black people that's running a network? Of course, y'all know that's not true. So people can miss me with that bullshit. They really can. They really can. So when people come with this like a moral authority, you can take that shit and choke on it. Because y'all know, because motherfuckers, because ain't nobody, people are not clean like they act like they are. All of that being said, the reality of the situation is you did give him traction on social media for Austin. That's a fact. And that has nothing to do with what he did, but to sit here and throw passport bros under the bus. Here's the truth about Austin. And I know somebody will try to clip me and make it like, even though technically I'm defending Austin, people will just play this. Here's the truth. The truth is that Austin would not have a YouTube channel and would not have a career if it wasn't for Passport Bros. The truth is this sect of the manosphere that Austin had nothing to do with creating, that Austin happened to just fumble upon that shit while watching Fresh and Fit or whatever the fuck he was watching. He fumbled into it in the right time, right place. He happened to have the right look and his right look. And then people got behind him because he jumped on a bandwagon that he didn't really understand, to the point in which he got a fucking tattoo on his leg about it, which nobody told him to do. For you to sit here and say, I'm getting away from this, I'm getting away from the red pill, fuck you, nigga. You have made more money and I'm not hating, I'm not pocket watching. It is what it is. I'm not mad at all. Get your money. But you have made more money off of this shit easily than a lot of people. Than like 99% of people that put this content out here not to make money, but to actually try to improve things. Nobody's telling you to make content about traveling. Nobody's making you do that. Nobody's making you make content about black women or women in general. Honestly, Austin has the look. Now, does he have the personality? I don't know. But Austin has the look to be one of these streaming ass niggas. You can look at a lot of them streaming. I'm not talking about necessarily DDG, but a lot of them streaming ass niggas. I've said it before. I've said it behind. Austin should do a reaction channel. I mean, the shit that Austin does, Anton does, isn't more complicated that Austin couldn't do it. But he chooses to keep making content about traveling. He chooses to keep making content, kind of, it's not really red pill content, but pseudo in this orbit. But when the heat comes on, rather than absorbing that heat and see, this is one thing I respect about Anton, even though Anton's talking shit about Passport Bros. I'm gonna let other people handle that because I already know what that is with that goofy shit. But when it comes to the red pill shit, for the most part, Anton absorbed it and turned it into a conversation, even if he looked stupid, aka the Nicki Marie Six the Goddess thing, and was able to build upon that. I can respect that, even though a lot of people are mad at Anton for different reasons. I can respect that. But what Austin does is whenever the shit gets tight, Austin sits here and tries to throw everybody under the bus, and he's done it over and over again. And people have been very patient with you. People have defended you when they really don't have a stake in you. Because, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's a lot of the younger brothers need to get in on this conversation because obviously they're in the dating market. I'm 39. There's people in their late 30s. We're in a different situation. And so it's other people that have to carry that torch because they're in the current dating market. Shout out to Steph is cold. But what happens is when shit gets hot, he doesn't just stop talking. What he does, he has to redirect it and throw other people under the bus. And that's bullshit. That's hoe shit. It is. It's not representative of niggas from Dallas and niggas from Texas. It's not. Real talk. And this is, I don't care if anybody hears this or whatever. But the thing is, people told you motherfuckers this could happen. They told you this could happen. They told you could get like this. You already went through some shit, so you should already know. But see, this is that clout chasing shit that all these motherfuckers keep doing online. Somebody said it, he's absolutely right. Everything ain't for the fucking cameras. BMT said that recently. And the reality is, you have people that no matter what black men do, they will try to destroy us. And if y'all want to act like that's not true, this is why a lot of y'all get caught up. Unfortunately, we can't do things that other people can do. And I'm talking about having fun. Regardless. Nigga, fuck sex tourism. Nigga, you just going over there minding your business, somebody can find a way to make that shit problematic. Straight like that. What are you talking about you will never drop the link? Nigga, who the fuck are you? Kills, who the fuck are you? You tell me who the fuck you are and I'll do a stream and drop the link. Who the fuck are you? Seriously. You talking about I won't drop the link. Dude, you got a fucking icon. Granted, I got an icon, but people know what I look like. Who the fuck are you? And you better start talking or I'm going to get rid of you. It's 4:09. You got till that shit hits 4:12 and I'm going to block your dumb ass. You will never drop the link. Nigga, you got to earn a link. No, fuck that, Chills. I know, see, niggas getting mad because you're interrupting me. Don't worry, guys. I remember what I said. I'll get back to tonight's programming. Will continue after I deal with this hoe ass retard. You got till 4:12 to say something, and I'm blocking your dumb ass. Okay, you're welcome. And just like that, the retard is gone. I mean, it's funny. This nigga, you. Let me see what else. Yeah, nigga ain't say nothing. You will never drop the link. You will never drop the link, nigga. Who the fuck are you? At least be a content creator. Like, nigga, trolls don't deserve links. Nigga, I could drop the link. You could put up your camera. You could show your dick. You could show your ass crack. People have done retarded shit like that. Like, it's crazy. And like, real talk, that was an early video I did. Defending Anton, ironically, is when they let people come up. Because, see, this is before they understood why people don't always cam up. People don't cam up because people go after people's employment in their job. Mainly the women. That's why people didn't cam up. It had nothing, because this is controversial shit. It had nothing to do with niggas just look stupid. I mean, shit, Kevin Samuels having all them women show up looking goofy as hell should tell you the issue is not necessarily camming up. But my thing is, I dropped the link for you to look stupid. Like, if you ain't a content creator, you can miss me with that dropping link shit. And if you got less than like 3,000 subs, you can miss me with that shit. Motherfuckers showing they ass crack. Thank God it wasn't really black men doing that and black people doing that goofy shit, to be fair. But y'all, you doing fucking dick gifs and shit, getting our channels completely shadow banned and blocked because YouTube does not play that shit at all. Talk about drop a link. You ain't even putting nothing in the comments to let me know you got something to say. Nigga, it's called voice to text, bitch. Learn to talk. Y'all niggas be having these simplistic comments anyway. Back to my program, because y'all like, damn, this nigga lost his train of thought. No, I didn't. But yeah, and like I said, man, I don't have a personal issue with Austin like that. I want to see Austin win. And anybody, and I've said this behind the scenes too. I've defended Austin a lot behind the scenes, and I don't get shit from him at all. But at the same time, Austin, you know, there's people that's reached out to Austin that Austin could have worked with and didn't, because a lot of these niggas, they have this thing, and I'm not talking about me, by the way. But a lot of these niggas be like, if your subscriber count ain't high enough, you ain't shit. I understand why the women are like that, but goddamn, man. This like, I'm old school. I see YouTube still as a social media network, and I get it. I get it, people trying to make money, but damn, niggas, it's like niggas act like clout is gold. You niggas act like Smeagol. There can only be one. There can only be one ring. I will have all the clout. And y'all work with people not based on their character, but based on how much clout they got. Now I know that sounds like that's not leverage, but my point is you get stupid shit like this when you do that shit. And this is not just unique in our space. I've seen that happen with white people, even in the streamer space. Anybody that knows who Aspen Gold is, he'll tell you all about that shit. Even I'm not saying I watch him like that, but I see clips on TikTok from time to time, and I know his history, his background, and the stuff people he used to run with. And so what happens is, people, this throwing Passport Bros and Red Pill under the bus, this pattern that Austin has of trying to deflect the heat, all you gonna do is really you're empowering people that don't like you. And I'm talking about the men. You're empowered because what happens is you're putting more people in the bucket, in the fuck Austin Hollerman bucket. And you ain't really you done dealt with heat on the ground, and you done dealt with heat. You ain't dealt with heat like, an Angry Man versus O'Shea type shit. Or a Tariq Nasheed versus Tommy Sotomayor type shit. You ain't dealt with that real heat. You like where motherfuckers are like, for real gonna make people pick sides behind the scenes. For the most part, we've been able to calm those types of fights down. You done dealt with people hating on you because they see you a threat on the outside. You ain't dealt with no real, like when I say heat, I mean like real, like niggas like, okay, this dude is done type shit. And this is not a threat. I'm just saying that type of stuff, for the most part, we've been able to put behind us, luckily. But this shit where the black, the black manosphere, red pill, what the fuck somebody want to call it, or Passport Bros keep motherfuckers trying to deflect. At the end of the day, man, you can't get away from the fact you have a YouTube channel because of Passport Bros. I actually know the guy that created it. I keep saying that. Shout out to King Sigma. You exist on YouTube because of black men trying to travel. There's no matter what you say, how much you disavow it. If somebody digs hard enough, they can find the tattoo picture you posted. I'm sure it's somewhere if somebody tries to find it. I'm sure somebody screenshotted that shit because they thought that shit was goofy as hell. I'm like, damn, this nigga's doing too much. But the reality is, no matter what, you exist on YouTube. You made the money you made on YouTube because of the Passport Bro ideology. Shout out to Culture Clinician. Because of that. That's a fact. And a lot of people have other things to say. Like people like Passport OG and other people, they would have YouTube channels without necessarily this. We don't know if you would, because you have yet to build something outside of that. And the crazy part about it is he actually has a lot of stuff there the way he could do that. But he chooses not to. And the truth is, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave Austin alone. You have made, outside of this Floyd bullshit, you have actually made Passport Bros look worse than probably anybody else single-handedly. You're definitely up there in the top 3 of people that fucked that name. And it's for somebody that understood what that name was about. Like, it's kind of crazy as fuck that you'll sit here and say that Passport Bros, oh man, I don't fuck with them. Passport Bros did this, Passport Bros did that, a Passport Bro, I'm not a part of Passport. Nigga, you inked that shit on you. I don't care if you covered that shit up. That shit is crazy as fuck. I remember, I was like, goddamn, what is he doing inking that shit on him, man? Not that, it's like, you're doing too much. I mean, but that's the truth. And this is, people going to take this whatever way they're going to take it. People, I got more subscribers. I don't give a fuck. That's one of the privileges of not having a big channel. I don't have to give a fuck. I don't have to worry about the politics. I'm one of the few people that's low-key made Kevin Samuels mad. Like, legit mad. And that's just the truth. There's no, and BMT didn't say that shit, but I'm gonna say that shit. You probably benefited more from Passport Bros than BMT has as a hashtag. And that is what it is. I mean, people got behind you because they wanted to see a young brother win, and they didn't necessarily want you to be no Malcolm X or no Passport Bro shit, but they want to see young brothers win. And you know, you have a unique ability to probably communicate with the younger generation. And this has always been about black men autonomy. This is about the world being okay with black men doing what they want to do and having fun. That's what this is about. That's all Passport is about. About single black men or black men living their life. That's why Passport Bros was an offset of SYSBM. That's technically, Passport Bros really an offshoot of SYSBM. Because King Sigma was, I don't know if he still is, but he was SYSBM. That's where it grew out of. This idea of taking that mentality and taking it internationally. I personally like the. It's not about the hashtag. It's about black men traveling. Passport Bros as a hashtag PPB is just a way of putting some shit out on the internet. Y'all know R.I.P. Charles Tyler. You know, shout out to Al G's. These people predate Passport Bros. Shout out to Rockland and Passport Kings. Check out his channel. It's really good. Shout out to obviously Passport Heavy. None, and by the way, the people I name have zero affiliation with Passport Bros. They predate that. And Passport Heavy and Rockland have zero affiliation with the Manosphere or the Red Pill. This is not about these things. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I don't understand why Austin, I mean, shoot, you should do, I don't have a problem. I actually personally do not have a problem with black women traveling. That's why I've always found it funny when, and by the way, on the sex tour, there's certain things I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna do people's homework for them. But just know, there's websites that go all the way back. There's websites that go all the way back to 1991 when it comes to sex touring. And those were white people that had those sites. Sites that still exist today. They have whole book reports, whole reports on countries, cities, all of that. And I'm not going to go deeper into that. I'm not going to do people's homework for them. But those sites still exist. And so, this shit is new. It's not new. It's not. It's not. And mail order brides and stuff like that have nothing to do with Passport Bro. So this idea that, you know, a lot of this is just people using sex as a weapon. And what they try to do is take incidents and they try to platform incidents in order to use these are like propaganda Death Stars, like lasers that can go at certain things to make a statement. And it's like, you're not going to make a fucking statement. Nobody's going to take black men and use black men to make a fucking statement. Now, that nigga is an individual nigga. Just like how every school shooting is an individual incident. Notice that every school shooting is an individual incident, even though massive amount of people die. Yet when black people do shit, it's what about Chicago? Nigga could be from Florida, ain't never seen the snow, but somehow motherfuckers are talking about not what about black on black crime, what about Chicago? Only black men do we get. It's one thing for you to talk in general, but we'll get policy made on us. The Black Panthers decide they want to use their Second Amendment right. You got gun control laws when you ain't never had gun control laws like that before. But white people don't want to be honest about that. My point is that I can say the shit that needs to be said because if this channel was gone tomorrow, I don't give a fuck because I'm not losing a lot. Because my people, truth be told, my people that really stick on this channel would jump on another channel or other stuff. And shout out to y'all. Y'all the real one. Shout out to Black in Effect. But the reality is, you know, and people said that behind the scenes, and I defended Austin when it come to that. But Austin has probably made that hashtag look worse than anybody. I'm not talking about like he's done the most egregious things. Obviously, he hasn't. But we're talking about the amount of visibility that you were giving. Because these are people that got behind you And then the stuff, that happened, as far as him coming back and forth, whatever. I'm not gonna get into all of that. Some of that is more personal stuff. I'm not. But my point is, it's kind of like you crazy as hell talking about, yeah, man, passport bro. Knowing good and well that motherfucker disassociated with passport bros, and what it is a deflection. And the reality, nobody cares. Everybody, the reality is, if you're traveling and you're a black, you're a passport bro. Especially if you're young. If you're older, you might be able to play that game. But if you're younger, yeah, they're gonna look at you like that, because it's not about the hashtag. It's about the fact you're traveling. You are a threat, and it doesn't matter who you are. I see Xanatos Clutch in here. Xanatos Clutch don't deal with passport bros. He was traveling before that. But the reality is, Xanatos Clutch is a threat, because Xanatos Clutch is light skinned, tall, and he wants the same bitches that these white boys want. He like them just like that. And so he's a threat. Because you know why Xanatos is a threat? Because Xanatos is the type of dude that a woman can probably take to their parents, and then they'll roll their eyes, but be like, you know what? All right, you could do worse. We can actually work with this one. Oh, and he's, before they find out how motivated he is and on point he is, that makes him a threat. People traveling, BMT is a threat, because BMT actually talks logistics on how to get involved in passport. These people see these people as sexual threats. And all this BS that they try to bring it up is predicated on that. Also, they see these people as opportunities. Feminists from real patriarchal situations, that they think they about to jump on American men and try to make us the face of the goofy shit that goes down in your own countries, but you'll get dealt with if you try to play that game in your own countries, trying to put people on blast. So you think you're going to deal with some dumbass tourists and then try to make them the face, because nobody's going to punish you for making some foreign black men the face of something. And I'm not defending fuck Floyd. Whatever happens to him, happens to him. Y'all know me. It's the same thing I said with that brother that stabbed the chick stabbed the white woman in Ukraine and Charlotte. Oh, well, maybe he's got, I don't give a fuck about no mental illness. You can't do that, period. End of. Floyd knew how he was moving, and people like that. In fact, the reality is, don't ever be around me, and I think that's what you might be doing, because I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna put you down. I'm just telling you that right now. As far as and no, I'm not. I don't snitch, but shit like that, you wish I snitched. Shit like that, yeah, you getting caught up. Just understand with me, you better not be around me with that shit, because yeah, I'm not even playing with you on that. If it's something where it's like weed or something, or drugs, then whatever, I'm just gonna get away from you. If it's something like that where you're harming or doing, oh no. He was a bold one for even being around people doing that. Oh man, he's a weirdo. No. No. And so again, and then when I say a threat, I'm not even talking about people down there in that country. I'm talking about people in the United States, by the way. I'm talking about people in the United States that need black men to stay here and deal with these single moms. Need black men to stay here and subsidize this bullshit that's going to the United States. The biggest issue, and I'm saying all of this because this is why, Austin, people got behind Austin. This is the reason why, because Austin get behind Austin with Austin stuff. He was already doing stuff. He was already doing. See, people can blame us, but you can't blame us for Pearl. You can definitely blame us for Austin, because people did get behind Austin, and Austin didn't understand what was going on. And I'm not saying I expected him to, and it wasn't like it was malicious. It was just, it is what it is. He's on YouTube. He's got content. Watch it. Blah blah blah. It works like that. It wasn't like the algorithm doing that. The algorithm just turbocharged it. But like for him to sit here and rather than taking the people that really fuck with Austin and you go ahead and just doing other shit. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do travel shit, but you building a channel and some other stuff. I mean, you see all these guys doing streaming stuff, doing streaming stuff and different stuff. I mean, Austin has it. I mean, I could definitely see Austin having females on his panels and stuff. It's not hard. He's right age, all of that, right? Barber, all of that, right? No, he just stuck with the content and made him there. I don't know why. I don't know if he doesn't think he'd do anything else. But then at the same time, you slap the shit out of people when every time something get in, you throwing us under the bus like a fucking tether. No, we're not playing like some Emmanuel Acho type bullshit. Nah, man. And a lot, and trust me, you have no idea how many people really can't stand your ass, especially older dudes. But I'm big on not hating on the youth. I'm big on not being the old nigga hating on the younger generation. I don't want to be that person. But them niggas had some points. I'm not gonna act like and he made it very annoyingly difficult to knock all their points down because they had points. Though you really do not understand how many people don't like your ass because you cause a lot of trouble. You really do. And so for you to sit here and do this, I'm letting you know, a lot of people that really fuck with you are like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not fuck it. Y'all got it. Whatever. And Floyd, yeah, that's a you issue. Nobody didn't know who the fuck Floyd was until you decided to treat him like the homeless retard he was. Buying him clothes, doing videos with him. Like this nigga had motion. Now niggas who will not be named that's made money outside of YouTube and got motion. No, we can't do that. Cause his subscriber count is not high enough. Even though nigga fuck out of here, man. And I ain't even mad at that. It is what it is, but it's just like the thing about it is, man. And here's the thing. Why don't you associate with people that are not passport bros and still travel? See, nobody never thought about that. But whatever, man. What do I know? I'm just a nigga with an opinion. Well, I don't hate on older people either. But, the tendency is to hate on the younger people than you versus the older. That's the tendency. Shout out to Gregory Scott with the $5. Salute Ed. I've seen this over and over since I've been on social media where various individuals tap dance what the heat is on. I mean, I get it. People don't want to lose their channels. They don't want to lose their income. They work hard. I understand that. But there's a way of doing that. There's a way of you have those conversations beforehand. There's ways to prepare for stuff. But see, when you deal with people that can't get told shit and then they start panicking, I don't want to hear it. When people think, oh, I got my social media, so I'm good. Okay, you good until you die. I'm going to keep it real. Say what you want to. Mediocre Tutorial Views is pretty good at like managing crisis. Mediocre, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good example of how to do that. Yeah, I know he tried to disavow Red Pill. But once they started putting Mediocre on these damn lists, I'm like, yeah, he can disavow that shit all he wants to. But he's already tagged. So it don't even matter if he disavows Red Pill. He's already tagged. And I think he understands that. So, shout out to Marty. Some people just have, I won't say it's just charged up to bad. I won't say it's bad character. I won't say that yet. I won't go that far. Dr. Dizzle said, I just saw the news report from Brazil where, and truth be told, Brazil isn't mentioning passport bros. Like none of their official media is mentioning that. So that's people trying to tie passport bros to it. And unfortunately, he kind of helps in doing that. That's why I'm bringing him up. Really. Because he's like, I'm not associated with them no more. You don't have to be. The reality is you exist on YouTube because of passport bros. People know where you came from. And you can't, unless you start making other content that's really probably going to be outside of travel. So doing some reactions on some random shit, like getting into geekdom, whatever. Hell, he was a barber. Honestly, Austin probably uniquely could do some barbershop comedy shit. I don't know. But trust and believe, that's actually a big untapped niche. especially if you know how to cut. Doing videos, for real. I'm dead ass. He has a baseline audience, a small one. Well, it's not small, but you get what I'm saying. I've seen some of his videos, and I'm glad he stayed growing. And so, yeah, I mean, that's what I would do if you're really trying to disassociate, but you kind of want it both ways. And people ain't just gonna sit here and just let you just throw motherfuckers under the bus every time something happens because you worried about what the heat is gonna be on. Talk about, yeah, man, the problem like black men have with black women. I'm like, man, you got motherfuckers got decades dealing with these bitches. You ain't dealt with these bitches that long. You don't really know, like for real, for real. You go through the same bullshit we went through. We can tell with your family situation. A lot of us have similar situations, or they know people that have similar situations. But you sitting there acting like we just don't like women. Get the fuck out of here, man. He said, I just saw a news report for Brazil where an outspoken Argentina got deleted just for being an open, outspoken left-wing activist. I'm not involved in politics, but I would never do that. Well, yeah, in Latin America, they don't play that shit. That's why, tourists are, it's good to throw us under the bus because there's not going to be any internal consequences. So when people like to be brave, it's like you're not about to sit here and try to act like, if we just weren't there, it wouldn't be a problem. And this is really not so much. This is, again, people try to say, oh, I'm not protecting Floyd, but don't act like black men are down there just doing that's bullshit. Next, they will try to silence Zoom. I don't know what you're talking about. Any productive black man is always a direct threat. Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Kai AMV official. Why didn't speak up for Palestinian Christians? Because she didn't. That's not her job. Why doesn't DJ Khaled do that? DJ Khaled is Palestinian. Why don't he do that shit? The reality is, Nicki Minaj, I'm indifferent to what Nicki Minaj did, but I will say Nicki Minaj has given hints that she is a closet Republican conservative. People are sharing different lyrics that she said, so she never lied. And Nicki Minaj actually has the personality archetype. I could definitely see her being on that. But again, Nicki Minaj is she's not even FBA. So a lot of people are upset that they got behind her like that, and she's not one of them. Nicki Minaj has kind of had hints the whole way through. Truth be told, Nicki Minaj has never had a real issue with men like that. Not in like a lot of people. If somebody said that Nicki Minaj was male identified, I could definitely see that. But y'all just let it go because I guess black excellence, and it is what it is. You really think fucking Beyonce really give a fuck about the Democratic Party like that outside of the power that they can help them have? But as far as this thing, he talking this random person trolling here, this white dude, this probably Indian or Bangladesh or somewhere like that. I'm all for putting the country of origin where these accounts come from, though, by the way. That's one of the best things fuck Elon Musk, but that's one of the best things Elon Musk ever did. I'm seeing it in my Telegram now when people keep changing their account. It's Bangladesh. Man, y'all scamming ass motherfuckers. For real. But the reality is, why ain't Khaled talking about it? It ain't our job. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you, man. Look, my heart goes out to the Palestinians. But as an African American, we got our own fucking problems. And don't nobody speak up for our fucking problems. Everybody, like, them motherfuckers come over here. They don't give a fuck about our problems. Do they? They don't. It is not our job. We do not control the United States government. We do not control the United States foreign policy. We are a client race in the American empire. We are not the controller race. Not at all. It is not our fault. And it is not Nicki Minaj's fucking responsibility to speak up for the Palestinians. Real talk. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the crash dummy. We black people have our own issues with Jewish people, but the reality is those issues are not so bad that we can't just say we can't work. Honestly, our stuff is within realm of working it out. There's just certain goofy shit they got to stop doing. But other than that, with the paperwork, we don't have like the blood feud with them. We've worked with them before. It's called the Negro Leagues. So we don't. So we're not about to let people call us anti-Semitic, especially when people try to put that Asian hate bullshit on us. We're not. No, we're not playing that game. We're not playing that game. If white people have a problem with Jews, it is your responsibility to deal with that shit. It is not our responsibility. These other groups, it's your responsibility. I've had background conversations with black men on that. I am not falling on the sword for that goofy shit. I'm not. That is not my problem. It is not. And I'm not afraid to tell a fucking Palestinian to his face it's not our problem. Oh man, I can't believe you said that. Oh man, you mean to tell me you support? No, I don't support shit. But what I'm gonna say is, it's white people's job, and anybody that's not asking, white people control the government, white people control the military, white people control the economics. If you all are too bitch made to fucking correct that, and maybe they don't care. That's truth is they don't care. Truth is you're not gonna tell me that Israel is not doing anything that America has not sanctioned. Israel may be rolling their eyes about how rabid they're being about it, but I mean everybody knows that Israel wouldn't do that if America didn't sanction it. Israel is borderline. Israel might as well be Puerto Rico. Like for real. But that's on white people. That's their conversation. That's not our problem. That's not our problem. That shit wasn't happening when Obama was in the White House. That should tell you something. So don't fucking ask me shit like that, because I promise you're not gonna like what you hear. You're not, because that's just the absolute truth of it. You know, Candace on and look, people that are speaking on that, that's their right to speak on it. That's their right to speak on it, and I'm not gonna be mad. But don't ask me some goofy shit like that. Why Nicki Minaj ain't speaking on it? Why the fuck would she? She don't give a fuck, or maybe she don't give a fuck enough to speak on it. It's not her job to speak for all Christians. She ain't the fucking Pope. Why don't you ask the fucking Pope that shit? Shout out to the new Pope. Appreciate that. We'll see with the $50. Merry Christmas ad for all the content this year and one of the best Discords anywhere on the net. Thanks, but I appreciate that. And yeah, our Discord is fairly lit. I am looking at. I have 300 people in the Discord. I'm definitely looking to increase that over 1,000. I want to do stuff like voice chats and stuff, and we get a certain amount of people in there. And Discord is free. You don't gotta be on my Patreon to go to the Discord or anything like that. You just gotta go through the process. Email me at EdwardAnderson300K, and then I'll give you the link, because I'm not having an open link because I don't trust my motherfuckers want to investigate my shit. I don't say nothing crazy in there, but I want to control who gets in there. Yes, we are a client race. That's what I call it. We are a client race. And what is a client race? I mean, some people may see that as disrespectful, but nah. I mean, the reality is black people are not responsible. Black people are not responsible for making this country run. Yes, we're responsible. We helped. We are one of the main reasons the country got built. Yes. But as far as what keeps the machine going, it's not like, okay, if we weren't here, it would just fall apart. It's not like, okay, if men left, we know what's gonna happen. That's not true and that's not to say white people. I'm not saying that makes white people better. I'm just saying we're not something that's like absolute. The only thing, the best purpose we serve right now is white people start fucking each other up, because whoever would be the new nigga would not deal with the shit we deal with. They wouldn't, because whoever would be like Hispanics became the new nigga, but Hispanics have other countries to go to, so it'd be different. So that's not our responsibility. And so I ain't really one, because it sounds like I'm defending Nicki Minaj. I'm really not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's funny to me because now black women. Somebody said it best. Black women gonna have to choose their love for Nicki Minaj or do they hate Trump. And so you can't really blame black men for what Nicki Minaj did. And so this is kind of a rare instance where you get to see some stuff get kind of conjoined. And I think it's a lot of celebrities that deal with Trump more than they don't. On the low. But they just don't want to go out like Chrisette Michele or like Snoop Dogg. But a lot of people are like, fuck it. Honestly, this is pretty brave of Nicki Minaj to do. I'm not saying that like I agree with it, but this is definitely a great. She's definitely sticking her neck out there, and as a man, I can respect that. But these young bitches don't really fuck with Nicki Minaj like that. They really don't. Shot after since our issues came long before theirs. If they don't prioritize our issues, why prioritize? I mean, my thing is, it's not even just that. Like, I don't, you've heard me. Like, I don't. Do I agree with what they're doing? No, I don't. I personally think Netanyahu is America is gonna have to pay for what the fuck he's doing because he was almost about to get arrested. He was on trial. People forget he was on trial, and then those rockets happened, and then 2 years later, we're where the fuck we're at. BGS is, if you go on BGS's wall, he goes into the geopolitical reasons. If you're ready to hear that as to why these things are happening, so it's not just Netanyahu doing that. Personally, I'm like, you need to pay him off to leave or whatever, because I don't think he should be the leader. That's really where I stay. I do not think he should be the leader. Somebody else needs to be there because I think he's incentivized to keep that going. And now we're, but at the same time, man, um, at the same time, you got Palestinians. Ain't nobody asking Drake why Drake ain't saying nothing. Ain't nobody. Drake is not young. Drake is 39. He's not a young man like that anymore. Khaled too, especially Khaled. But my thing is, as an African American, I'm not the people you should be asking. You need to get white people on board with this, not black people. And we're done with that. We need to help everybody else out. I don't even know why y'all even fucking asking us. Truth be told. Yeah, why Nicki Minaj ain't speaking up for the Palestinian Christians? The bitch ain't the Pope. Fucking Palestinian Christians done for her. Truth be told, she didn't have to speak up for Nigerians. She felt compelled to do that, and that's her right to do that. I mean, she took her ass all the way to not all the way. I mean, it is New York. My bad. She took her ass to the UN. I mean, shit. That ain't, I mean, and people say, oh, she's doing this for her self-interest. She may be. We will see. We will see how it pans out. But as Professor Black Truth says, tools always get broken. But Nicki got her own money. Nicki got her money. It's not like, Nicki's looking for a next bag like a Stacey Dash or something. Nicki has her bag. It doesn't matter. She has her bag. She has her kid. She has her pet Negro that's on the offenders list. I'm indifferent to Obama, but one of the good things he did, honestly, indifferent to Obama is actually, Obama would probably be like, I take it. I'm indifferent to Obama, but one of the good things he did was have a little bit of balls to someone said, yeah, he did. I mean, Obama, there is things Obama did. Even with black men, there are things Obama did. And in the few things that he would have did more, black women made it hard for him. And I'm going to keep it real. Fuck Valerie Jarrett, too, because Valerie Jarrett should have been pushing for that shit. I kind of get the feeling that he didn't really have a lot of help in that White House. With Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett, obviously with the goofy shit Michelle Obama has said recently, surrounded by a whole bunch of women that's on some what about the black girls. I still cannot believe there's a black woman in girls caucus. Nicki fans, yeah, it's funny. Consumer base, not a producer group, equals client race, makes sense. Yeah, but that's not the only thing. That's not like it sounds like a slick diss, but it really isn't. It really isn't. It's not meant to be that, but what it does, but it is something to improve upon. But we're not. But when I say it, what I mean when I say it is, we not the ones driving this ship. So I don't know why you asking us. That's one thing. The small hats, the Jews are getting clowned. They are one of the groups that are in the driver's seat. So when people ask us what the fuck are we doing, I'm like, yo, you lucky we spend money with y'all like we do. That's more than enough. Cause y'all not spending money like with us like that. Because even the stuff that we're in the face of, white people get paid off of that. You get that reference. She said she should be an honorary citizen. I mean, an honorary citizen in Nigeria. I mean, hey, she's speaking up for him. But you know, the Muslims really run Nigeria, so you know, I would be interested in watching an interview with her, not with no Erica Kirk, but like her sitting with some black dude, like a Joe. Well, no, Joe Budden already threw her under the bus. Somebody, Austin Floyd, Jarrell, the Mount Rushmore and niggas who fuck password. I'm not trying to put him. I mean, I wouldn't put Austin on a Mount Rushmore with J. Rel because that's gonna insinuate they did kind of the same thing. And honestly, I really believe that bitch kind of fucked Austin up, got Austin fucked up with when he got in trouble the first time. The first time, and the reason why I'm talking shit about that chick is because that chick is a colorist. And Tonya, that's her name, Tonya TKO actually accidentally uncovered that when she was asking her question. That chick's a color, so it means she's a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. She's a wannabe. She wants to be like she perceives these women here. And I promise you, she ain't really making a habit after going after white people doing motherfuckers badly because she knows her place. So I have empathy on that, but this throwing us under the bus like people just gonna keep on letting you do that, nah, that's nah. We're not doing that. But I wouldn't put him on there because I didn't know who the fuck. Like I don't know who the fuck a lot of these people are, man. That's the thing. Like these randoms that get to come in here and then all of a sudden now everybody's a fake. That's bullshit, man. Like no other group deals with that but us. No other demographic has to deal with that but us. Nicki already been blackballed and nothing doesn't. Yeah, she was on the outs. She wasn't blackballed. You gotta remember, Nicki Minaj was getting older. Nicki Minaj already had the situation with her brother, situation with who she got with. I mean, she already had her time. At this point, it was if she did like a Nicki Minaj tour, it was gonna be like I mean, she could still get her money, but she was never gonna be the chick for that long. Like, I mean, seriously, she's lucky she was that chick for as long as she was. Honestly, these chicks be thinking this shit gonna go on forever, forever. No, remember, Megan Thee Stallion is 30 or 29. She's about to be 30. She's like a last year millennium. And she trying to get out the game too because fuck her, man. They will replace him with another puppet leader. And man, the absolutely appreciate that 50, man. That's coming in clutch, especially at the end of the month. And appreciate the 5 as well. I ain't gonna lie, that dude that left that comment, he kicked off that Nicki shit, so I ain't even mad at him. Alright, Waffles. Give him Nicki, yeah, they wilding out. It's funny. Nicki already been. They will replace him with another leader. Well, with Netanyahu, the problem is he's problematic because he's on trial. So his incentives is to keep the shit perpetually going. So even they replace him with that, it changes that issue, which is the main issue I have. Because he really doesn't have a reason to chill out. I'm sorry. What you did to the Palestinians is not warranted of the couple of people that got killed. I'm sorry. I hate to manage life like that, but let's keep it real, man. When you're in that level, you got to be some black pill. That does not add up. Not at all. It's like doing what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan over 9/11. So you telling me those 1,000 people that died in the towers worth a couple of $1 trillion? Is that what you're telling me? No. And not only $1 trillion, but the time it took to adjudicate that while China was building up. No, it's not. Well, supporting a ceasefire, anybody can support a ceasefire. That doesn't mean shit. You don't get points from me for supporting a ceasefire. Who doesn't support a fucking ceasefire? Who doesn't support a ceasefire? That don't mean shit. I get what you're saying though, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, he's a that chick is colors. I think she has a white granddaughter. I mean, I don't care. I mean, and I gotta, yeah, Tiny, she did that by accident. She asked the question, and then she asked another one, and then you could tell she was looking at her because she was expecting an answer that she didn't get. What she was expecting was these niggas are colors, blah blah blah, and in actual, no. She asked the dude a question. That's what it how it started. The dude that she was with, and the dude said she's the darkest I've ever been with, and she's not really dark like that. So yeah, they color us down. Yeah, they know what it is. They just accept it. That's the difference. And don't even get me started on the chick that played in Avatar and that what to call it chick is racist. That's a video coming soon. Nicki can't get a lower than her drug fueled rent, and nah, she really can't. All Netanyahu did was make Putin and Zelensky look less crappier. At least the Ukraine-Russia war fight is mostly so. That is true. That is true, Xanatos. Nicki not that crazy. She was spot on about Desiree Perez and Rock Nation. The problem is she hurts her own credibility. That's her problem. The problem is she hurts her own credibility when she goes on. Like, it's like people, if people ask you who you think is more intelligent, Cardi B or Nicki, most people are gonna say Nicki. Most people are gonna say Nicki. You know, so when Cardi B does that shit, when you look at where Cardi B comes from, I can see why people. I'm not saying I would accept that, but I can see why people accept that. But Nicki can't really occupy that space. See, Cardi can occupy that. Well, sometimes she's saying some shit, and then blah blah blah. She's whatever. Nicki can't really occupy it. Nicki's expected to be a little bit more intelligent than that. And so when Nicki goes on these rants and shit and doing all this shit, she comes off as a bitch. And the problem is Nicki is not a quote unquote girl's girl. And so a lot of the younger women, they resent Nicki a little bit because Nicki comes off as male identified. They just don't say it. And I'm using their bitch language. I hate using it, but whatever. They just don't want to say it. Now you're starting to see it more. So when you see people like Joe Budden and people throw her under the bus, Umar too. Umar like, I'm very disappointed. How dare you? I'm like, Umar, you're Pan-African. She's doing Pan-African shit. A Caribbean supporting Nigerians. Why the fuck are you even mad? I thought you weren't political. So Umar looks dumb. Anyway, I remember that. I also have a Brazilian article where they label Passport Bros a criminal organization and say, let me know if you want me to share it. I mean, is it a real news article? See, that's the one thing about a group. You can't really, because we're not a group like that, you can't really sue them. That's defamation. That's defamation. Do you understand how goofy that is to label a hashtag a criminal organization like that? You understand how fucking goofy? That's like labeling Black Lives Matter a criminal organization. Do you understand how goofy that is? So all this shit that goes down, you motherfuckers went in there and killed 150 people in favelas. So are you saying that Passport Bros is on the level that required that? Are you fucking serious? Do you know what a fucking criminal organization is? See, that's the type of shit that is, oh yeah, you're not a newspaper. I can't take you seriously. You may not like it, but to sit here and say a criminal organization implies it's organized. Okay, Passport Bros is an organization. Who's the leader? Like, I mean, and when I say who's the leader, I'm not necessarily looking at like an official leader. Who does the money flow through? For instance, Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk was the leader. The money flowed through him. His wife took that over. You see how that works? Where's the Passport Bro equivalent? Well, Austin gets money from YouTube based on ad revenue. Who else? Try again. Try again. And are you telling me that Passport Bros is the majority? Like, even we're going to talk sex tourism. Are you talking, which by the way, black women participate in sex tourism in Jamaica. Black women participate in sex tourism in Gambia. Like, this idea that white women participate in sex tourism in all these places. So I don't know why. See, it's never like you got places where you got child workers. Y'all motherfuckers don't be bitching about the bullshit they be doing in Dubai as far as like they notice how they don't go at the Emiratis when they throwing all that money at these bitches to shit on them and do God knows what. They pay them in bags. They don't even. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something for y'all motherfuckers that don't know and don't got no clue. Let me tell you how cold this world is, motherfucker. Let me tell you how cold this world is. Pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. You ready? I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Remember when when some of the Chinese people, like business people, manufacturers, when Trump was doing the tariffs originally, and they said that those bags, the Chanel bags, the Birkin bag, a lot of these bags, they're like 90% assembled in China, and then they ship them to Europe, and then they just put the symbol on Europe. They put the symbol, like whatever their brand, they put that on there, and as a result, that's how the Europeans can get away with saying it's made in Europe when it's actually not made in Europe. A lot of it is made in your Chanel's. All these bags that you can go to a pawn shop now and see somebody trying to sell for $2,000, $3,000. These bags, right? Chanel's, Birkins, whatever, Michael Kors, all that bullshit, right? That these women go crazy for. Those things are mainly made in China. It's just like how your Nike shoes are made in China or Vietnam, right? They just license them as Nike shoes, but in every way, their shoe. It's just they can't put the Nike symbol on it, which is why they kept going after the fake websites. Once that stuff became popular with social media, right? What does that have to do with what I was talking about? Okay, so the Emiratis, these are the people in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Dubai is in the United Arab Emirates. Fails enough. They don't pay the women. They don't pay the women in cash, because if you give them cash, if you give them a whole bunch of cash, if you pay them in cash, when you come back to the United States, when you pay the whores that get shitted on, pissed in the mouth, whatever happens, right? If you pay them in cash and you bring them back to the United States, you bring the cash back to the United States, they will take the money. If you come back with over $10,000 in cash, they will take the money. They can confiscate the money. That will happen. Like, that's likely, not some small thing. It's likely. They will legally confiscate that shit, because they're gonna be like, there's no legal reason for you to have cash like that. Like that much cash. I'm not saying it's right, but it is what it is. Mainly for drug stuff, which I understand. So they gotta pay them in bags. And the funny thing is, I uniquely understand this because I had to fly with a whole bunch of bags myself, because when I was in the Philippines, and these were fake, you knew they were fake. Ironically, one of my executives, the executives that was hired, she outranked me by like 2 levels. But she was cool. It was a Mexican chick. She was actually really, really cool. She was one of these chicks, like on the conference phone, she had this reputation. You really did not want to be on her bad side. She was like a training executive for like the planning and training throughout Fortune 500 company I worked for. But like, she had this kind of den mother, I'm a mother to everybody. Not in a bad way either. In a way that's like, okay, you expect her to be a fucking bitch. But she was actually really cool as long as, you did your job, you did what you're supposed to do. She really wasn't a hard ass like people kept giving. So anyway, long story short, she asked me to bring all these bags back, and it was annoying as hell because Manila has airports. Their terminals are in different parts of the city. I went to the wrong terminal because of the fucking job, and I told them it was the wrong terminal. They said it wasn't. I got there, the wrong terminal. Don't even get me started on that story. But long story short, I ended up having to bring those bags back. Now, they bought them. It's all that, whatever. And they had to ship them. She actually ended up doing me a solid that's more than me being annoyed by doing that later on, as well as before. So she was cool. Anyway, long story short, and she was one of them cool, Mexicans kind of like the joke. Yeah, anyway. Long story short, so I know what that is. I know it's like for them to go through that, going through customs and stuff like that with all that shit. The point is, and by the way, they're not bringing them a whole bunch of bags. What they're usually doing is they're giving bags of X amount of value. So if you do $30,000 worth of being shitted on or whatever they do over there, they're gonna give you a bag that they know you can sell and fence for that. There's a point to this story. There's a point to this story. So they bring the bags back for the value of what shit you ever, whatever you did over there. So if it's $25,000 worth of bullets selling your body, they're gonna give you a bag. They know you can fence that relatively easily for that. So usually it'll be worth more. Here's where it gets cold. Here's where it gets cold. Do you actually believe? Because, most people cannot afford those bags like that. If you go to Saudi Arabia, you go to United Arab Emirates, most, like, only 1% of people can afford that. Do you think those princes or whoever is in the families, they're in the elite like that? Do you really believe that they're buying a Michael Kors bag for retail value? Do you really think they're buying a Michael Kors bag or a Birkin bag or a Gucci bag or a Chanel bag at retail value? Once I found out that they're making these bags, do you really believe that they're not going to these motherfuckers and they're not saying, hey, I need 1,000 bags for my store or whatever, whatever. And by the way, I know where these bags are really made. You think they give a fuck it's illegal? They'll just go and get them from the Chinese and tell the Chinese to just put it all together and sell it to them. So yeah, they're probably getting a significant haircut under the guise of bulk buying from these European companies because it's like they're being done for this specific thing. So it's like, okay, this is not really messing with our market share, whatever. It's like a client order or something. So so what I put together in my head, and this is a theory, but do you really believe that if they get these women 30,000, like let's say they give them a bags that are worth $30,000, so it may be like 5 or 6 bags or something like that, right? To equate that. Do you really believe that they're paying $30,000 for that bag? Or do you believe that because they're buying it in bulk? Because keep in mind, these are people that have their government, corporate at highest levels. So these are people that are buying these things in bulk. These are not people that are buying 1 bag, 2 bag, 3 bags. Do you really believe that they're not probably paying? I promise you, they're probably paying at best a fourth of what those bags actually sell for. Which means when they tell you they're gonna give you you're gonna do $30,000 worth of bullshit. Really, they're only probably paying at best 7,500, and I'm very confident they're probably paying less than a fourth. Now, that doesn't mean the women can't actually sell that bag in the United States or Europe for what they need to get their money. But the point is, the actual economic loss that these dudes are taking is not as much. I'm not saying they don't have the money, but when you are as high up as they are, the people that are doing this and connected like they're connected, they're not buying everything storefront like that. They don't need to, especially if they got to buy stuff multiple times. They don't need to do that. If they don't do it, they know somebody. That's how fucking cold. Well, a fourth of 30,000 is 7,500. It's probably less, to be honest with you, but I want to make it reasonable. So my point is, when these people are doing what they're doing, and keep in mind, people it's not. Again, that's how cold this world is. So when people come at us, you see what's going on with these Epstein files, all these real victims. You see how much tap dancing that both parties are doing when it comes to releasing that. They have a court, they have a Senate, a Congress, congressionally veto-proof passed law to launch all that shit, and they playing games with it. But man, get the fuck out of here. And then shout out to Marty. He said when you ask Brazilians, they would say no, you don't understand your culture. You have to, man, fuck them. That's a cop out. They don't you don't understand our culture. Shut the fuck up. Your culture is not that hard to understand. Like y'all are not that complicated. You don't understand our culture. Yeah, you all were colonized by the Portuguese, and you all have a white supremacist ideology that y'all accept. That's about what it is. Y'all have a hierarchy that's very similar to what the Indians have, and y'all accept your place. You may bitch about it from time to time, but you accept your place, and they economically hoard all the wealth. This is why, even though Brazil has oil and Brazil has more natural resources outside of Africa than almost any other country, they're where they are. Even though the Indians have mainly just human resources. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's not that hard. Y'all can make it sound harder than what it is. It's just y'all don't want to be called on your bullshit, which I understand. Nobody wants to be called on their bullshit, including African Americans. On the islands, we have the benefit of black people being the other majority, so white worship isn't as bad. There have been many revolts, black movement. It depends on when. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Don't no, that's bullshit. They may not, they like, the reality is y'all may not deal with it like the Brazilians gotta deal with it all day every day because y'all around mainly black people. But when you go into tourist areas, you see the bootlicking, and a lot of y'all, and you see the boot, and what happens is it shows up in light-skinned people, and I say that as a light-skinned person. So when you magically look at everybody running all the islands, they always light-skinned. So don't play that game. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying everybody's like that. There's some real ones, but don't act like y'all are immune to that. That's just like Africans say the same shit. And Africans got a better cause to say that than the islands do. But at least people on the islands ain't skin bleaching. I'll give you that. That's some African shit and some Indian shit. So I will give you that. I will give you that. At least y'all not doing that shit. And for the most part, y'all not wearing goofy ass weave. I will give you that. I will absolutely give you that too. Yeah, with Dr. Dizzle, I gave you some good kudos on those two things. At least y'all not skin bleaching, and at least for the like the Africans are. At least y'all not doing no fucking circumcising females, and at least y'all not got the women ain't wearing goofy ass weave for the most part. And I will say people on the islands ain't on that except they place. Okay, well that's one island. That's one island. We don't blanket everybody here, but okay. I can't speak for all the islands, and I said for the most part. On them islands, the white people treat y'all like slave. You about fuck it. This nigga was Manila Airport is the worst air I've been to. I see you get confused. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. It's a hood airport. Nigga, have you ever been? I mean, I'm sorry, some of y'all don't go to Walmart because you all are uppity Negroes, but have you ever been to a hood Walmart? Manila's airport is like a hood Walmart. Yes. No, 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 no. Manila's airport is like a Kmart. It's like a Kmart, man. It's like a big. I'm not trying to shit on Manila. Shout out to Manila. It's a beautiful city. It's like a big lots. As Xanatos, if you know, it's got that big lots color, that like ugly, that ugly light, that ugly yellow light, that poverty yellow light, that poverty light, that poverty lighting, that poverty lighting, yo. It ain't that bad, but it ain't. Guam's got a good airport. Tokyo's got good airports. But damn, Manila, shit. And maybe I went to a wrong terminal. I was in a hood terminal. Yeah, we know about the slave revolts. Maybe as we get coon, maybe we get too many island coons over here. So maybe that's what it is. The Charlotte Walmart. He said Charlotte Walmart off North Tryon Street. I haven't heard the name Kmart since good. You ain't heard the name Kmart, nigga. We had a Kmart out here all the way up to maybe like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. We done had a big. I done had it's big locks over here up until a couple like 2 years ago. Getting that, yeah, it does. Yeah, you been the '80s now. You better get in the house. Do you know where your children are? That's how bad the silent generation was. They had to run commercials on that. Do you know where your kids are, boy? I see why the exes are like that, boy. They give them kids, them parents didn't give a fuck. They say Darwinism will sort their ass out. Only the strong will survive. No other group on this planet has the consistently fought against. Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Philip Rivers too. Shout out to Philip Rivers, NC State alumni. Got his high school watching his, they watching his games as a high school, having high school auditoriums watching his games. I know that's got to be some memory. Shout out to Austin Rivers, not Austin Rivers, but Philip Rivers, man, he killing it. Philip Rivers doing that old school quarterback and snitching on the defense before he huts. He using all them 40 seconds. I'm surprised them dudes know how to adjust. The defense, like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? He's, yo, how the fuck he shit? Hey, Jack, hey, look at 42. He's coming. He's gonna come in my face. I always said non-cool Tether Caribbeans and Africans always ended up in Canada and Europe. I don't know. Man, I don't know. That's a good theory, but I don't know if that's true or not true. Yeah, I mean they've been winning some games. Yeah, shout out to that female owner. We practice Christianity. I mean, I get it, but that white worship shit, like over white Jesus, I don't care if they worship white people. They just need to stop trying to talk shit to us. That plantation bullshit where they trying to look good in front of white mommy and zaddy, that's problematic. He said Umar looks. This article is on CNN Brazil. Oh, yeah. So yeah, she can come in here with that bullshit all she want to. But I'm gonna be like, yo, the majority of motherfuckers is sex touring in your country is Caucasian. The majority of motherfuckers that are fucking kids in your country is Caucasian. What the fuck are you doing about that? Who will you then shut the fuck up talking to me? So, do you support the American? Nah, man, do what you want to him. Just like how Diddy in jail here. So you give me a dude as big as Diddy and R. Kelly, this in jail, or Harvey Weinstein, this in jail, this in Brazil. Can you name me somebody big and powerful like that in Brazil? No, no, you can't. Then shut the fuck up. You know your place, and you're not about to just sit here like fuck Floyd. First of all, I'm gonna keep it all the way a stat, and BMT was absolutely right about this. How the fuck he get in your country? How the fuck that dude with because he's got a real record? How the fuck he get in your country? The fuck you let him in for? That's y'all fault. Straight like that. Don't act like yo he's gonna how the fuck he get in your country? Like seriously. What y'all ain't got the internet? Y'all ain't got no databases? Shit. The fuck he get in there? Y'all didn't pay y'all database, y'all sex offender list fee? Somebody was telling me that here's another thing, the age of consent. The age of consent. And somebody telling me they were trying to they was I guess on BMTs, they was talking about the age of consent is 14. Which is crazy as fuck. And they be like, yeah. And see, that's the bullshit. That's the bullshit. Because let's keep it all the way real. See, that's that Josh Giddy bullshit. See, when you're white, this is what. Who are you? I'm not justifying nothing. But if you a white boy and they 15, 16, y'all not gonna trip like that. As long as they not putting y'all out on Front Street on the internet. Doing YouTube shit or like that. See, that's what I don't like about them gray laws. Them gray laws. Because now, oh, that's not really for tourists. You mean for non-white tourists. For Europeans. That's what that means. And what people are trying to flip is they'll try to flip and say, oh, so y'all really coming? Man, get the fuck out of here. These niggas like old bitches. That's the problem they got in the United States. Black men got the highest, like when you look at black men, you got like Latin America is one to fucking talk. Bitches hit the wall at 22 years old in Latin America. That is not African American culture. I don't even put that on Caribbean culture. So y'all can kiss my ass with that. Don't let me start looking at the age of consent laws, and that's how y'all internally deal with each other. So that shit is normal. And remember, these countries are not as big as the United States. Man, I don't give a fuck about that. They know what those laws are. That's a legal. They know that. Like that's that. Why would that need to be a law? Vicious age of consent laws in some societies is when they are physically able to breed. Historically, that's how it's okay. I don't know. That don't sound right, but I'm not gonna refute that. But why would you need to codify something like that in law? Nah, Cuba Dave was doing too much. They ended up getting Cuba Dave, but it took a minute. The point is, it ain't a lot of people on YouTube like that doing that. And it's not just that. Like even those pranksters, like a lot of those pranksters, like Johnny Somali or whatever that goofy ass dude is. Something you know what I'm talking about. I think he's Canadian. And then the white dude, the Italian white dude that was messing with the Filipinos. Yeah, they locked up. Good. So they look at it like that, and that has nothing to do with sex. They look at it like that. But the thing is, and again, when I'm talking about this, it should be implied that I think you should be chemically castrated if you're dealing with people that are like as young as what Floyd is talking about. But see, here's the problem. The problem is people let emotions rule them. And they start to say, they start to act like a 17-year-old is a 6-year-old. And then they get mad when you tell them that that's not the same thing. Now all of a sudden you're co-signing quote unquote underage. And I'm gonna tell you how I deal with people like that. I asked a question one time to somebody. I said, "Do you think if an 18-year-old fucks a 14-year-old, they're a pedophile?" Dude said yes. I said, "So why do 18-year-olds go to high school with 14-year-olds?" And he told me it's wrong. I said, "It's wrong. It's wrong. Motherfuckers, two men fucking is wrong." But I'm homophobic for saying that. I'm a bad person for saying that. So my point is, they made that decision in high school. And so it's all I'm not justifying anything, but the problem is people want to get into this mob mentality because they just mentally check out. And so there's tiers of things. I'm not justifying anything, but there's tiers of bullshit. And you don't see, just like how these women want to say everything is rape. If I grab your ass, I didn't rape you. That's not what that is. Now, granted, should I get punched in the face by you? Sure, if that was unconsensual. Should I and not do nothing? Sure. Should I get fired? Sure. But should I be put on a sex offenders list? No. That's not what that is. You got women unconsensually grabbing dicks all the time. They're not on a fucking list. Don't even get me started with people do in the same sex what they do to each other. I'm not saying he Johnny Somali is, but my point is that Johnny Somali, what he did wasn't sex related. So and he got in trouble. It was the prank shit. So it's not just that. But my point is, I'm not letting nobody sit there and try to make black men when black men don't even be traveling like that. No, you take advantage of our women. Da, 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 da. A lot of that shit, you got niggas that are guilty, and they be trying to cover that shit up. I don't know. Somebody need to do an FBA check on them, cause that would make sense. Yeah, they do. They do form an unspoken alliance when they reach the United States. They do be doing that shit. Just like Indians don't fuck with each other in India, but they form like an alliance. Well, first of all, the truth is in the United States, most motherfuckers are not venturing that young. If you're in your like late 30s and 40s, you're only dealing with mid 20s, early 30s. This idea that you got a whole bunch of 45-year-old black men in particular dealing with women in their early 20s is bullshit. Now these motherfuckers never have like they just now granted these white women are starting to say more about Leonardo DiCaprio and shit because now they just starting to get mad. But a lot of that shit is jealousy. That's all that is. That's straight up jealousy. Because at the end of the day, like it was a and look, I like Jennifer Lawrence. I actually think she has a really good person out in person. But you don't hear Jennifer Lawrence having something to say. What's the chick name from South Africa? She was on Hancock. You know what I'm talking about. Put her name in there. You all know what I'm talking about. She was in Hancock. She was in, Eon Flux. She was the main woman in Hancock. Ain't nobody talking about her. Ain't nobody talking about Tracy Ellis Ross. Y'all ain't nobody really say anything about Charlize Theron. Ain't nobody say nothing about Jada Pinkett. Y'all are not ain't nobody say nothing about Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. These women don't have these problems. They just don't talk about it. But with and I get it, Leo's a big name, so I could kind of let that go. And Jennifer said it in a funny way. But like these women getting mad, it's like, bitch, when you all are shit, nobody saying nothing to Madonna. Nobody was saying nothing to Jennifer Lopez. Get the fuck out of here. See, when it's in the opposite, y'all don't have the problem because it doesn't get in your fields. Get the fuck out of here. And it ain't just ugly white women. It's like a feminist thing. Cause look, that's why what's his name? The dude that played Batman in the third Batman. He was a doctor. He was a doctor in one of the ER things. George Clooney. George Clooney had to get married because he was getting too old. They was getting mad. Cause they kind of got mad about Hugh Hefner. Cher too. They just don't talk about it. And that's what and see the problem is Leo can't say that because if Leo says that now it's like he looks bad trying to defend it. And so that's a game that they play. But let Charlize Theron get interviewed by a man and a man like an interviewer brings that up with her. She's gonna have an attitude and women are gonna co-sign that. And everybody always likes to say, oh, well, if you're not totally against it, that means you low-key justifying it. And that's the game that gets played in order to try to turn it into a thought crime. That's a way of trying to identify thought crimes. Like you're trying to make me look bad because I'm not gonna call out the fucking double talk. Because I know that you let that slide. And y'all think y'all slick by not saying nothing. And y'all think, because you don't say nothing, it's here, no, fuck that bullshit. I'ma call that shit out. Because it's not cool when all these fucking females that are fucking these high schoolers. Because there's this thing that men are just predators and the women aren't. That's bullshit. And so again, I don't see these people arguing about these ages of consent. I don't see these people saying this shit should change. I'm not seeing that. What I'm hearing is you all want to use it as a sexual weapon. You want to sexually weaponize this shit. You want to sexually weaponize this shit so you can arbitrarily use that as like a negotiating thing. That's the issue I have with it. People are turning this into weapons. They wanna reserve the right to sexually weaponize this shit. That's the issue I've always had with shit like that. That's what happened with Glendon. It was like you're not about to turn this into a thought crime. I'm not saying I agree or not, but at the end of the fucking day, what you're not about to do is sit here and then try to think you about to and you think, oh well, you believe in that. Man, shut the fuck up. That's what kills me about that. A lot of these people when I see on TikTok, they be talking about why do men want to deal with, teenagers? And you understand like the manipulation people are doing when they do that? Like for real. Why do 40, 50-year-olds want to date women in their 20s? They always make it extreme because they're trying to thought crime the argument. They always make it like an extreme situation. And what I ask is, do you fucking know anybody that does that? Like, can you give me two people? I'm not saying you gotta tell me, but you know two people, and if you can say that, then I want you to describe those people in those situations. Because it sounds like you just making that shit up for effect. Cause in their mind, motherfucker, usually you see a 40-year-old dating maybe like a 28-year-old or something like that. But you are not seeing like on a regular basis in the United States all that bullshit. But see, that's a way for them to really want to aim these motherfuckers at dating older than them. They think they're slick. It's a way of trying to sexually regulate men. After all of this sexual deregulation.
Just a friend. It's supposed to be something friendly.
And then what happens is dudes will get like on the back foot, and it's like, yo, let's be real about what we're really talking about here. Because at the end of but when they do it, they ain't got nothing to say. And I'm like kind of lingering on with this point, but it's like, fuck that shit. Because what happens is when you see that kind of ground, what happens is you're allowing them to dictate what goes on and what's moral, what's not moral, even though these women out here doing all this immoral shit. So my point is, going back to like the shit with Floyd and all that other bullshit. Yeah, look, I'm not. That's he did something. He got caught up, but implying that that's what all these guys are trying to do or leaving that out there when I know good and well you motherfuckers know is white boys doing that shit, and you all aren't doing shit. You all are doing what they do out here, which is they try to make black men the face of things so they can act like they gotta win rather than having to accept, rather than deal with what the white boys are doing in their mind. The white boys are still doing the most. And they co-sign that. And so she can kick fucking rocks. And a lot of, when you say at 28, I didn't see one woman my age with a 40-year-old. Well, usually first of all, so this is how this really works. They may not be officially boyfriend and girlfriend, but if a nigga got bread, they fucking. These motherfuckers might not be official boyfriend and girlfriend, but if a nigga got bread, do you, trust and believe, most dudes they age, if you're 28 and you're a female, how many niggas you know in your age group really got money? When I mean for real, they got money they'll give you if you get in a jam. It don't even take a lot, dude. It don't. It really don't. I know motherfuckers married that be cracking bitches, and they, trust me, they're not giving them that much. They really aren't. And these chicks are in their early 30s, usually 31, 32. Really the sweet spot is really 31, 32. That's really 33. That's really the sweet spot. If you really, want to be real about it. But yeah. But are they officially dating? No. A lot of times that's not the case unless that dude has status. But on low, are they fucking? Yeah, they fucking. Oh, they fucking. Don't be believing, because these chicks ain't, they fucking. And just like how if you're dealing with an older chick with a younger dude, that younger dude ain't paying. If a chick is 10 years, if a chick is dealing with a dude 10 years younger than them, or more 10 or 15, then he ain't paying for shit. He's there for dick. It's kind of the opposite. Yeah, but nobody talks about that because they don't want that narrative. This is all a game of narratives. And the issue here is this every black man is doing something bullshit. It ain't that many black men in Brazil for really the motherfuckers have an opinion on anything black men are really doing. As far it's not even enough black men there. But we know it's this kind of overarching thing in Latin America that they want white people there, and in their minds, black people not coming. Obviously, when it comes to money, the money's good, so it is what it is, and it's not like it's a whole bunch of black people making a dent in anything, so why care? You're throwing good money away. But really, it's kind of that. I want white. We want white. And that's what a lot of people don't want to be honest about. Well, Shane, the reason it does it's social pressure. That's all it is. It's social pressure. It's social pressure. That's what it is. Like, women date men based on what they girls think. A lot of women do. And if they girls don't co-sign the situation, they feel socially obliged to not continue that situation. This is not always true, but this is a lot that was going on with them. So anyway, like I was saying, in closing, Nicki, it's gonna be interesting seeing how that Nicki Minaj situation develops. As far as Austin always throwing black men under the bus or red pill under the bus, I mean, dude, as long as you keep on making content, you a black man and you travel, people gonna put what they gonna put on that. You're not beating those allegations. Floyd ain't his fault, but it's kind of like people need to be careful of the goofy niggas they let on their channels. But truth be told, again, if anybody's at fault, that's Brazil is at fault for letting him even in the country when he had a known criminal record. So all this bullshit like y'all a victim, you can kiss my ass. As a country, you fucked up. That's what that is. You letting a black dude with a record in your country, y'all fucked up. So that shit when and as far as CNN Brazil talk about Passport was a criminal organization, whoever wrote that article can suck a dick and die. Because that's straight up defaming black men, that's anti-black, you can go to hell. They would never say that about a white people. Because they would get checked. Well, same thing with her. She can go to hell and die, and I tell that to her fucking face. Passport bro, like Passport bro. I mean, I heard she going in discords and shit, or trying to and shit. I'd be like, nah, bitch, let's go ahead. Like, somebody need to pull an interview up with her stupid ass. And be like, nah, bitch, let's pull up an interview and you show your fucking face so we can get this shit on record what you saying. Fuck them words. It's time to verbalize some shit. We understand English is your second language. Somebody need to interview her ass. I would love for Jeff James to interview her ass. Or somebody like credible, like Coach Greg Adams or something. Nigga, we going down there, we put money in your country. You act like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Clout chasing ass. You want her to talk to me, because I'll pull up that tiny TK. I mean, you a colorist. Well, yes, in your culture, you worship white people. In your culture. And let's keep it real. The Portuguese ain't even white. Like, see, y'all don't even know the genetic origin of the Spaniards. The Spaniards are low-key Arab with white DNA for real. But a lot of y'all don't know that. Y'all not ready for that. Y'all worshiping white people that's like white adjacent. They not even like white like that. Fuck out of here with that. You're not about to sit here and attack black men like black men just going down there and we just taking pussy and shit like that. Them white boys are doing all that shit and you ain't saying nothing about it. Well, I don't give a fuck that you got one white dude. I don't give a fuck about that. Overall, you know what the fuck is going on. And you ain't building your shit. Like of all the shit that Brazilian women are dealing with, you worried about sex tourism? You worried about some bitches getting some money. Like y'all got job opportunities like that. Man, if you don't shut the fuck up talking to me. Bitches down there working, you got the women down there working 7 days a week. 7 days a week, 8 hours, getting paid pennies. When Brazil is a very strong natural resource country. They got oil and everything. And y'all motherfuckers, you trying to blame us for the shit show that is y'all country. And when I say shit show, I mean how it's ran. economically developed over time. You would think them being hooked up with the bricks would have helped their ass. But so you said, so all the shit that women dealing with, you worried about sex tourism. Why don't you jump on the women selling the shit? You colorist too. You colorist. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't think she see, man, if somebody really could deal with her, like if she really thought that she would lose her career or something, she ain't as brave as she try to act like she is. She try to act like, she talking shit because she don't really think somebody can like go down there and really mess with her career or something. And like I said, I'm not threatening nobody, but my point is, again, you know your place. So don't play with me like she want these like brave people. You know your place. That's all I got to say with that. Yeah, and Tiny TKO don't like black men. That's the funny part about it. She's on that side of it. So for her, for Tanya TKO, that's like, oh, I don't know English. Get the fuck out of here. I got that video. So I'll pull that shit right up. So bitch, you don't know English now? Let her speak and be like, oh, so you don't know these words. Yeah, I mean, we know what it is. These people are dirty too. We know what it is, man. We know what it is. That's funny if that's true. I'm not gonna repeat that because I don't know if that's true. But if that's true, that's funny as hell. Like, she's dirty. She's dirty too. A lot of these chicks talking this shit be dirty. And I said it just like I meant it. They be out here, we know, I mean, if that's true, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Because these chicks be on the bullshit too. That's all you gotta do. That's what I'm saying. That ain't really doing that. If that was true, all you had to do is make sure that publicly known. This chick try to be a feminist. She colorist. She hates herself. So she got an issue with black men. Whoop-de-doo. Which is exactly what I said. These chicks are not going to go after white men because they're cool. They're not. That's how you know it really ain't about what the fuck they're talking about. That's why I bring that up. I'm not surprised. Like I said, we don't dig into these chicks' business like that. But like whenever I'm dealing with somebody that's Afro-Latina, they have a complex. They have a complex like that. They do. They just do. And my thing is, I forget the chick that she played Uhura in the new Star Trek, like the recent movies with Chris Pine, and she played recently in Avatar. These chicks are getting roles that they should be going to other FBA women. They're getting acting roles to go on FBA women when they hate being black. And they're coming here taking roles and shit. The other chick that played in that Wicked shit, Zoe Saldana. Yeah, I've watched Zoe. I'm tired of Zoe Saldana. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, you need to just do Latin shit and deal with Latins. I'm not paying. I'm not seeing nothing that bitch is in. And I'm going to make sure it's known it's because she in there. And I saw Colombiana. Because I'm just tired of that. Like real talk. This is why you need to do an FBA check. Because you really need to be. I'm going to make sure these movies fail. Like, you want to pay that bitch? You going to pay that bitch for real. Like, fuck that shit. Talk about, oh yeah, the character's racist. So she did what Pocahontas was supposed to do, and she racist. I love my white husband. We know what it is. You white identified. The Asians are starting to call a lot of them have Asian, have white females out. Y'all are white identified. That's start calling it. Y'all are white identified. Yeah, like y'all are like, people need to start, fuck the cancel shit. Start really tagging these people as white identified. And really push it. Fuck the words. Really push it. They do it with black men. You're white identified. And the problem is too many black women that are white identified. And so they push that up because they want to promote that. You're white identified. So anything, so you sitting here trying to, I'm a woman. No, bitch, you don't want to be a woman of color. Anyway. Oh yeah, I mean, you know, she gonna do what she gotta do to still have a role in white society. But the thing is, I don't like the fact that when these bitches be coming up, they use black movies and black shows to come up. And then once they get established, now they want to be super, like, you got to start dealing with them early on and getting them in the beginning, being like, nah, if you going to come up, they're going to fund you. You're not going to get to play blackface, you know, and then act like you kind of cool, like in Drumline and all that bullshit, and then turn around and then flip the fucking script. We're not playing this game anymore with you dumbasses. It's time to start getting them up front. It's time to start really getting them motherfuckers up front. And Zoe Saldana is like a perfect example. Like it ain't even just she with a white dude. Like her whole all her sisters are with white dudes. Like, you know what it is. Just like, I mean, with Serena and Venus is a little bit different. But yeah, and then these be the same motherfuckers that sit here, oh, look at all these black men with white people. Yeah, you make sure you be like, you just like how these white boys be doing with the woke shit. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that shit fail, and I'm gonna let you know why. I claim responsibility, bitch. I claim responsibility, bitch. Yeah, that shit failed. Oh, I was supposed to know. Fucking tired of this Mary Sue bullshit. Just like with these games that they keep making these bitches ugly. They keep making these bitches ugly on purpose. Not the dudes, but the bitches. Oh, they make sure they fuck. I don't want to deal with the male games. Well, bitch, there's gay bitches that play this game too, but you didn't think about that. So now with AI, motherfuckers like, fuck it. We'll just do it with AI. But this AI is bad. No, we're going to end route around your dumb ass. I hope it was worth it. I seen a video where this black Brazilian feminist was talking about bell hooks. I mean, they want to see, the problem is they in real patriarchies that the economics don't support what they're talking about. And so what it is, a lot of these people want to get it off, which is why you don't bring them back. This is because you never know really what you're dealing with, which is why it's very risky to bring them back. Because when you bring them back, now they can do what they always wanted, and they're doing it from a fantasy standpoint. So it's like, no, you keep, nope. You stay your ass over there dealing with these niggas, dealing with these dudes. You stay in poverty, bitch. And it's the same thing with the women. That's why motherfuckers be like, you don't want to deal with a woman your age because a woman your age ain't just gonna take it. I'm like, bitch, I'm not trying to get with a bitch to just I'm not trying to get with no bitch to create problems. So if you saying, you're literally low-key admitting that women that are older are more problematic. So why would I deal with an older woman that's problematic? Why would I deal with that if I can do better? See, like, it's like you're literally admitting, well, them younger people, them younger women, they're more controllable. Which is bullshit, actually. Which is not as true as they like to say. They're just more easygoing. Like, what are we talking about? And it's like, yo, they always want to sexually regulate dudes. These are the same people that introduce homosexual. I mean, all the shit that they deregulated, right? But, when it comes to men, oh, no, we got to sexually regulate that shit. We can't let that go. No, no, sir. No, sir. I mean, the hypocrisy is insane when you really think about it. Yeah. Anyway. Nah, they want to be like. It's absolutely funny how they look up to these chicks, not knowing how these chicks live, the situation these chicks are in, and they want to be these chicks. And that's why as soon as you start detecting stuff like that, y'all be acting like it's cool. I be like, nah, I'm good. I am good. I'm good. Yeah, they especially when they get cooked on social media, because again, they actually believe that these women. They don't understand that these women are lying about how they living. They don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand that these women don't like them. The women that they're worshiping here, because you got to think about it. These chicks would compete with them. They would compete with them for dudes. They would compete with them for white men. They would compete with them for men with money. These women don't like you. Y'all don't even understand that. Y'all really out here thinking you got a kindred spirit. These women are hateful people. They don't like you like that. They do not like you. Yeah, and you can't blanket everybody, but you gotta be like aware of what you're dealing with. And the problem is a lot of dudes they get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they fall in love with the first bitch or do whatever stupid shit like that. And it's like, what are we doing, guy? What are we doing? He says, I'm always Alpha Brazilian, blah, 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 Smitty, blah, blah, blah. Colombian black women study bell hooks too. Andre tried to warn a black men. I mean, you know, any bitch, like, they studying bell hooks. It's like, y'all stupid. Because bell hooks is a bitch that lived in the first world. And y'all, like, your economics aren't going to support that. And dudes are just going to get the fuck up. Y'all studying bell hooks. Again, that's that white worship. But yeah, y'all come at me with that dumb shit. I don't even argue that shit with you. That's basically you somebody telling me, oh yeah, I study bell hooks. Well, you might as well tell me you study Satan. You might as well tell me you study Satan. You might as well tell me you're a witch and you practice witchcraft. That's what you might as well tell me. And I'm not even gonna say it. Like shit like that, I don't even debate. Even women here, I'm not debating that goofy shit with y'all. You know, y'all, you even start saying, you know, just like how they try to get with Kevin Samuels. The problem, though, is people that listen to Kevin Samuels, they want the money for them niggas to deal with Kevin Samuels, though. They want that. They want that Henry money, but they don't want to deal with the shit that comes with that. Versus, Yeah, most of these chicks with the study bell hooks got bull ring. They all got bull ring, short hair. They're fat. It's a certain look. It's funny how they say it's a certain look to red pill people, but it's a certain look to a lot of black. It's a certain look to a lot of intersectional feminists. That bulldog, bull ring, round face, short hair ass look. Basically, you all. It's like you all don't wanna. Y'all purposely don't want to be attractive. But y'all want white men. It's crazy. It's like you see a look, and then they trying to get you to fuck out of here. It's literally a look. And if you really deep into the Sith shit, you all are got pink hair or hot pink hair. It's just y'all fucking tattoos on your neck. It's like it's a fucking condition. And it's like y'all, we hate men. It's funny. Why these same bitches defending that what's that bitch name? That fucking Guyanese pop princess. You know, you come in here, you trying to play with black men here, and you got checked. And you got people, I mean, she an LA girl, but you got, you know, oh man, she's getting beat up on, you beating up on that girl. So answer me this. Would you, if you knew she was lying, would you still say she was being beat up on? Well, first of all, so do you believe any woman ever lies about? Yeah, because I want to get with, fuck that. I'm not arguing with you. I want to know what you believe. Do you believe that women never lie ever, ever, ever? And if they give some goofy shit like, it's not until it's all, until it's none, then it's all. I'm like, okay, I don't need to have this conversation with you. Because you already on what you on. And whatever. It's like if you say you believe in Satan, I'm not gonna convince you to accept Jesus Christ into your heart. So what the fuck am I wasting my time for? I'm 39. I ain't got the time. I want to clearly be on. Is it really a misunderstanding? Do you believe her? Like specifically? Or do you just believe all women because fuck dudes? Cool. Once I understand that, I'm done. Because a lot of people, they just like to argue. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not about to argue. Oh, we're going to argue for no, we not. And it's a lot of chicks that push that believe all women shit. They're using this as a sexual weapon. They believe all women because they like, even the women that lie. Do you believe in women even when you know they're lying? Yeah, they believe in using that against sexual. I'm telling you, that's a forbidden form of sexual politicking. So they use sexual assault. They use a sexual assault situation or an allegation to platform sexual assault to attack men. That's what happened with that damn brick bitch. It wasn't sexual assault, but they platformed sexual domestic violence, and that's why that shit spread like it did. Now, white man can turn a black woman into fucking spaghetti, literally, and they won't use that as a way to platform attacking white men. They won't do that. Dead ass. I mean, it's a propaganda weapon. That's all it is. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the reality is they're not really trying to solve it because they always want that bullet in their chamber. Yeah, what's up, Knockout? Yeah, I'm actually about to end this because this has been going on for a minute. Anyway, I said what I said. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, you know, hopefully y'all have a good night. I'll probably do some uploads. I'll be looking out for some stuff tomorrow. I actually have one called 2 Ways That Black Men Are Fucking Up. That's been in like, I actually got that in the chamber. I still got to do this whole Guyana storyline with this stupid chick. I mean, this bitch, I could have did like 5 videos on the different lies this bitch is told. I mean, she stay lying. You know, I mean, this chick done had surgery. This chick, I'm gonna tell you what it is. What it is, this chick is 28 years old. This chick know when she get 30, she's done. She ain't pop like she thinks she wanted to pop. She 28. She may be something in Guyana a little bit, but like in LA out here, she ain't shit. I ain't seen her on no damn verse, on her damn, you know, hook or nothing. And she ain't really popping like that. And she ain't really popping on social media like that. So this streaming thing, I told you she was trying to launch her stream on somebody else's back because she was trying to deal with these talking about, I don't like black boys. I'm like, bitch, you all around black men. Black men seem to be the only motherfuckers you giving a pussy to. I don't like black boys. I like white boys. Like, you just saying that because, see, that's the shit that hurt them. That's the shit that hurts them. If a black dude say, I don't even like black girls like that, I like white girls. See, that hurts them. That's why they say it. It's like everybody seeing you going from nigga to nigga to nigga, nigga to nigga. I don't like black boys. I like white boys. Well, why don't you give them some pussy then? Why don't you get them white boy? I got my little white chocolate junk. So even a white dude, you call him white chocolate. But you don't like black. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I got my little white chocolate. I ain't even let him crack. You know, his fucking Alexis Ohanian looking ass. I ain't even let him crack, but I let this other dude crack. Well, you can't let somebody crack. You can't let somebody hit and they rape you. They either did one or the other. It's crazy. And some of the black women that you just go believe this bitch in the face of all truth. Y'all credibility. I mean, we know. Like I said, it's funny. Oh, y'all expect me? I'm not gonna apologize. Like all of the like hula hoops and contortions some of these women are doing, and most of the women already concluded she's lying. So shout out to them. But all these contortions these women are doing in order to try to make this story stick. This is top. This is what we've been saying. Y'all actually helping our case. This is what we've been saying. Women be lying, man. They be making this shit up, yo, for attention. A lot of these chicks be lying. But anyway, y'all, appreciate the super chat. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App at, you know, Allen, ALLEN 100K. A Cash App, y'all know how it is, and much appreciated. Yeah, and honestly, man, the white stock is actually falling. Like, a lot of these people, it's funny, man. But, you know, it is